Having no purpose destroyed the last 10 years of my life, and I want to share with you a story, something that happened to me, something that I'm not proud of. But if this video can inspire you to make some sort of change to build your purpose as a man, then I'm more than happy. So let's get into it. Now, it was 2019, it was roughly 7:30 p.m. I was with my ex-girlfriend at the time, and we decided to, order some Nando's for dinner, get some takeaway, bring it back to my place. I was living with my little brother at the time. We got the Nando's, okay? We got roughly about $100 worth of Nando's. You could imagine a big bag of Nando's. And then I decided to roll up a joint, okay? Because I was addicted heavily to weed, also other drugs at that stage of my life. But that night, it was, my thoughts were, I'm just gonna roll a joint, get high, have a big feed, eat something, and just chill out with the missus and just relax, right? Anyway, rolled that joint, smoked, got really, really high, okay? And decided to drive back to my place. Now, this Nando's is roughly about 7 minutes away from my place. So we're on the way back to my place. And as we're about 2 minutes away from my place, I get a phone call. It's my brother ringing me. And my brother hardly calls me, right? He never really rings me. So he rang my phone. I answered the phone. I said, hey man, look, a couple of minutes away, what's up? And it wasn't his voice. It was someone else talking on the phone, right? A mature gentleman. And he said to me, this is Constable blah, blah, blah. I highly suggest you come home as soon as possible. We're waiting at your place, right? So it was a police officer on the phone. At this stage, by the time I got off the phone, I was roughly about 30 seconds away from my place, right? And I was living on like a corner block. So you could imagine like a house on a corner block. As I was heading to my place, there was 4 police vehicles on the side of my house. There was 2 police vehicles in the driveway, and directly behind the 2 in the driveway, there was another 2 right across the street. So anyway, I was pulling into my place, right? I could see all the cop cars. Something just didn't feel right inside, okay? And at that time of my life, I was literally associating myself with the wrong crowd, right? And when I say the wrong crowd, associating myself with people with criminal backgrounds, okay? That was my social circle at the time. So literally pulled into my driveway, and I could see there was literally about 13 police officers inside my house, right? They had balaclavas on. They weren't your traditional police officers that had, the normal police uniform. These were like undercover task force kind of police officers, right? And it looked like they came to do some sort of raid, okay? So I see all these police officers in my house. I literally pulled into the driveway, okay? Because when the cop called my phone, I literally just hung up because something just didn't feel right, and I was literally approaching my place. So I just hung up the phone, pulled into my driveway, and then I thought something's going down, right? And because I'm so high, I wasn't able to think clearly, right? So I literally decided to get out of there, right? And the reason why I decided to get out of there is because I had a quarter of weed on me in the car, and I also had certain people's numbers, certain messages in my phone, which would then get other people in trouble, right? The people I was associating with. So I didn't want to do that. So I literally decided I'm going to get out of there and just get rid of all the evidence I have on me, right? As I was reversing out of my driveway, I remember a police officer running out of the house, and he's saying, stop, where are you going? And it was kind of like a moment where I literally just froze. I remember just putting the car into first, right? Because I was driving a manual car. It was a V8. Put it in first gear, and I literally got out of there, man. I got out of there as soon as possible. I freaked out. I drove off. I decided I'm going to head to the closest McDonald's, which was roughly about 4-minute drive from my place. I got to the McDonald's, all right, real quick. I got there in like a couple of minutes, and I remember just throwing the weed outside my car, put it somewhere in the bushes, got on my phone, and I literally just started deleting messages, deleting certain contacts from my phone. And at this stage, my ex-girlfriend was literally freaking out, right? Because she's literally someone that doesn't do drugs. She doesn't, associate with anyone with criminal backgrounds. And I was living a double life at that stage of my life, okay? So I was like the loving boyfriend slash the guy who was living a shady life behind closed doors, right? And she didn't know about this. So she's freaking out. Okay, she's like, what the fuck's going on? And I said, I don't know, right? So anyway, drove back to my place. As I was pulling back into my driveway, I pulled straight into my driveway, the two police officers, literally, and I got out of the car, two police officers came running towards me. They had their 9mm Glocks drawn at me like this, and they're like, get on the ground, get on the ground. And I literally just went like this, right? Because it literally felt like, because I was so high, I thought they were going to shoot me, right? So I literally just put my hands up, I froze. They came, they literally manhandled me and tackled me to the ground. And I was literally face first on the ground, my stomach facing the ground, right? And my hands like completely behind my back, both hands behind my back, handcuffed, right, at this point. And my ex-girlfriend's gone crazy. She's like, leave him alone, leave him alone, leave him alone. And these cops were literally not in the right mood, right? Because I was already driven off, right? So they're already pissed off with me. Anyway, I asked them, what's this all about? And they said, look, we've got a search warrant. We've got 2 search warrants for this property. We're looking for a firearm and we're looking for illegal substances. Now, even though I was associating with certain people that had criminal backgrounds, I wasn't someone that needed to carry a firearm, okay? I didn't need a firearm because I wasn't someone that, even though I knew these people and they were part of like my social circle, I wasn't doing what they were doing, right? So I didn't need to carry a firearm. And I was just so high at the time from the weed, and I was literally like, firearm? Why? Like, I didn't know what to think. I was literally so confused. Things just went 0 to 100 real quick, okay? And they had me on the ground, okay? And at this point, they lifted me up and they put me against my letterbox, right? With my hands still behind my back. And when you're in that position, right, on the ground, you literally you can't move, man. You're literally stuck, okay? You're literally stuck and you've got no way of moving, right? So anyway, I'm in front of the letterbox. They're looking for a firearm. They're looking for illegal substances. I don't have anything in my property, right? But I'm still very confused because for things to be this dramatic, I'm thinking, has someone planted something in my house? I don't know what's going on, right? I'm freaking out. My ex-girlfriend's freaking out. She doesn't know what's going on because she doesn't know that I'm living this double life. But anyway, after being in front of the letterbox for roughly half an hour, I could see all my neighbors literally staring at me. There was literally like 10 neighbors out the front of their house because they left the cop lights on. They made this a real big scene, okay? Neighbors were outside the house. They were so nosy. They were looking at me. I'm literally like handcuffed on the ground, back against my letterbox, facing the neighbors. And it was such an embarrassing moment, right? They're probably thinking like, what the fuck's going on at this place, right? But anyway, so I was handcuffed, and then I remember they took me in the police vehicle, right? They took me in the back of their unmarked police vehicle, right? And we went back to a police station, okay? And at this point, they weren't telling my ex-girlfriend which police station they were going to take me to, right? They just took me to a police station. They took me to the police station. They fingerprinted me. They took mugshots of me, okay? And they literally put me in an interview room. And the only thing that they found in my place was literally a bottle of clenbuterol, okay? And clenbuterol, for those that don't know, is a fat loss agent that literally helps you burn fat, right? It helps you accelerate the whole fat loss procedure. And I had that. I had a full bottle or a full vial of that in my place. And because they came with a search warrant for illegal substances, they took the bottle of Clen. They didn't find a firearm, okay? Because there's no firearm in my place. But they took the bottle of Clen, right? And we went back to the police station. And they had to charge me with something because they came looking for a firearm, they didn't find that. They came looking for illegal substances and they found that, right? So they put me in the interview room, they asked me a bunch of questions, okay? And I literally just went no comment all the way through, okay? So no comment, the whole procedure took at least 2 hours up with, with the fingerprinting and all that. And by this stage, man, it was literally close to midnight, okay? I'm so tired at this point. I'm literally still stoned from the weed. I don't know, literally, if my girlfriend knows where I am, right? So everything's just really, it's a really messy situation at this point, okay? In the end, they gave me a summons to go to court for the clenbuterol, the illegal substance. But anyway, we were leaving the interview room, they were done. And as I walked outside to the waiting area, my ex-girlfriend had found me. She had rang all the police stations in the area because they were, playing, I guess, games. They weren't telling her where I was. She ended up calling all the police stations and ended up saying that I was at this particular police station. So she came, she found me. We went back to my place and I could see that my room was completely turned upside down. Like literally the mattress was upside down. All my clothes were ripped out everywhere. It was like a tsunami just happened, right? It was like a tsunami or a cyclone just hit my room. And it just looked so depressing, right? So at that point, I was just like, I'm not going to stay here. So we ended up going back to my girlfriend's place and we stayed there, right? And I remember that night, man, my mind was literally just thinking and thinking and thinking. I didn't sleep at all because I was thinking, how did this happen? Like, why did this happen to me? I was just thinking all these things, did someone say something that I've got this, in my house? I just started thinking all sorts of things, man. And I lost a lot of sleep that night, to be honest. But look, man, fast forwarding from that night, okay, I literally went to court and, I had to hire a barrister. Barrister cost me $5,000, okay. Hired a barrister, went to court, and I literally had to, plead guilty because they found that, right, possession. And thankfully, the judge was friends with the barrister that I hired, and literally they play golf on the weekends. And the judge let me go without any criminal record, without anything, right? As much as the police, during that court procedure, they wanted my DNA, they wanted everything. They literally wanted me to go through hell, right? The police officers that were the police prosecutor during the court case. However, the judge was thankfully on my side, and he literally said, look, he's a young man, he's got his whole life ahead of him. I don't think it's necessary to place any criminal charges or anything like that. So yeah, man, he literally let me go. He gave me like $1,200 fine, and that was it, right? So I got off that, and that event ended, right? So I was so grateful that I wasn't, charged with anything for that particular night, okay? But look, man, the whole point of me telling you this story, okay, and I know it's a very extreme story and more than likely won't happen to you, is that, regardless of the situation you're in right now, right, even though you are in a position where, you're living life, however, you don't have purpose right now, things can take a dramatic turn in your life, right? It might not happen now, but it could happen in a couple of years, because having no purpose means you drift through life. And when you drift through life as a man, it's very damaging for your soul. You feel very empty inside. So you might start leaning towards drugs, towards alcohol, towards vices, right? You might meet friends who are doing drugs, who are living life also very empty, and then you meet up together. Next minute you've got, you're surrounding yourself with the wrong social circle, and then you find yourself in all sorts of trouble, right? Maybe not what happened to me, but I'm just saying you might get addicted to whatever it is, the vice that you're leaning towards, because you're feeling empty. You're wanting something to feel alive again, right? Because you don't have purpose. Purpose should be that natural, organic ability or power within that allows you to, wake up each and every day having that drive, right? Having that ambition, that self-love. You're able to literally wake up and be like, yes, I've got purpose. I love life. I appreciate life. I'm so grateful. Because that's how you operate when you are operating at that frequency. But when you don't have purpose, life just feels so mundane. You just work your job, you come home. You need other things to basically excite you, right? To give you that instant gratification, to give you that pleasure, to make you feel, I guess, alive again, right? Because, you know, having no purpose as a man is very, very damaging for the soul. And I speak a lot about this because I understand this, right? Having no purpose versus having purpose. Because now that I have purpose, I truly can see the world completely different, right? I'm a completely different person. And it wasn't until, you know, roughly about 2 years ago when I hit breaking point, I recreated myself, okay? And then I found my purpose about a year after that. And ever since I found my purpose, it's the only thing that keeps me going. It's the only reason why I started this YouTube channel. It's the only reason why I'm able to stay consistent, because it's not about me, it's about helping others, right? And at the end of the day, it's such a fulfilling feeling to have purpose as a man. It allows me to live a holistic life and not be drawn to vices. You know, I'm not tempted to do any of that because I know what life feels like when you don't have purpose and how damaging it is and how low a frequency you operate with, the shame, the regret, right? And time is something we can't get back in life, right? So at the end of the day, I want you to focus on building your purpose, right? And that starts with you recreating yourself into the best version, right? Mentally, physically, spiritually. And when you do that, your life completely starts to change, right? And if you're in a position right now where you feel that life feels empty, okay, you feel lonely, you don't have purpose, you don't have anything to really strive towards, I can help you with this, right? I have the blueprint that can literally help you build your purpose as a man and help you recreate yourself in literally 90 days. I share with you, I can help you, or help you with what exactly worked for me, okay? And I don't speak fluff about things, right? I can only speak about things that I've overcome in my life. So I can help you with that, right? This is something that I do purposefully from the bottom of my heart, because I've been in that pain point position before and I've overcome it. So if I can do it, you can do it as well. So if you find yourself lacking purpose, lacking ambition, lacking drive, operating through low frequency, you've got vices, you feel lonely, click the link below. I can literally help you build your purpose as a man. Okay, you can book a free coaching call with me and I can see if you're going to be the right fit, if I can help you, and then we can literally get to work and I can help you recreate yourself in 90 days. So anyway, look, man, hope you got some sort of, I guess, inspiration from this video. Okay, if you're new to my channel, you like my content, you know, hit the subscribe button. It really helps me keep making more valuable content. But other than that, if you like this video, give it a like. If you want to share your comments down below as well. I'd love to hear them. But other than that, have a blessed and beautiful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.